So, the film starts with a woman tied up in a house, injured by her husband. She begs for her life, pleading with him to come to his senses and not kill her. Around them, we see the dead bodies of their daughter, who was killed by the man himself. The man's wife says that someone has taken control of him and is playing with him, urging him to come to his senses. But he is not ready to listen. Then a book falls in front of the man. His wife says that this is the same devilish book that has taken control of him, and begs him not to open it, because it contains very evil things. However, the man, who is truly under someone's control, opens the book without thinking. As soon as this happens, 4 devils suddenly appear, surround the man, and tell him to kill his wife. A drawing of a girl is made in the book, and her neck suddenly turns as if someone had killed her. The man sees the same devil instead of his wife, with eyes full of red blood. Terrified, he believes this is the devil and cuts his wife's throat, causing her death. After a while, when the man comes to his senses, he is very sorry for what he has done. He takes his wife's body in his lap and cries a lot. But then all the devils come back, and this time their leader also appears, who kills the man. Through this book, anyone can contact the devil and call him. The devil and his leader come and fulfill 3 wishes of that person. But after that, they need one thing. The devil does not reveal this before fulfilling the wishes. They play with that person, and after fulfilling the wishes, that person also has to become a devil like them. If he does not, the devil curses him, bringing him under their control and making him kill everyone. That's why this man killed his family, because he was cursed. When he refused to meet the devil's demands, they killed him. After this, we see the main character of the story, Cinderella, being beaten by her stepmother and locked in a room. After her mother passed away, Cinderella's life became no less than that of a maid. She did all the maid's work, which made her cry a lot. She starts writing about her life in her diary. Cinderella also had 2 stepsisters who treated her the same way, always bothering her and making fun of her. Her elder sister's name was Ingrid. In the evening, everyone was sitting at the table for dinner, and Cinderella was serving food. Suddenly, she hears someone falling outside. When she goes to check, she finds the maid of the house had fallen and injured her foot. Cinderella picks her up, takes her to the garden, and treats her foot. They start talking. The maid says, "Cinderella, you are such a good girl. Why are you living such a life? They treat you so badly. You should leave from here." Cinderella replies, "I am staying here only because of my dad. He has gone for some work. When he comes, I will see him and leave from here forever." Then the maid's son arrives, having stolen bread from a bakery. The 3 of them start eating together. The next day, a royal family comes to their house. A prince arrives with his parents, the king and queen, to see both of Cinderella's stepsisters for marriage. The prince's parents look after both girls very well, but the prince is not interested in these things. He makes an excuse to go to the bathroom and leaves. While roaming around the house, he meets Cinderella. At first sight, he keeps looking at her, indicating that he likes her. He holds Cinderella's hand, pulls her out, and brings her to the garden. Ingrid sees them through the window. The prince praises Cinderella's beauty and says, "I have become crazy about you. I swear, at first sight, I have fallen in love with you, and I will marry you only." He then says that there is going to be a royal dance party at their palace, and insists she must come. "I will wait for you," he says, bidding her goodbye and leaving. Thinking about the prince, Cinderella is very happy. She believes that her good days are coming, and that she has found the prince of her dreams. She writes a lot of praises about the prince in her diary. But Ingrid feels very bad about all these things, and tells the whole story to her mother. The prince has chosen Cinderella, which makes her very angry. Cinderella's stepmother beats her. Then she teaches Cinderella's best friend, the maid, a lesson. She takes her to a room and says, "You keep provoking her all the time. You encourage her." After that, they throw the maid on a table and tie her there. Then her stepmother beats her very hard with sticks. The maid screams in pain and calls for help, but there is no one there to help her because Cinderella is not there either. After that, they beat her hard with a sharp tool, repeatedly attacking and killing her. Cinderella is sitting in the garden, writing in her diary, when Ingrid comes to call her home. When Cinderella comes home, she sees the maid's body and breaks down, crying. Now her stepmother deliberately holds a dagger in Cinderella's hand and tells her to put it inside the maid. But Cinderella refuses, crying, "I can't do this." Then her stepmother starts forcing Cinderella and says, "If you don't do this, I will hurt you more." Even though she doesn't want to, Cinderella puts the dagger in her hand, crying and screaming. She is also told to put the maid's body in its place and clean the room. Because of this whole incident, Cinderella is in deep shock and stops talking to anyone. Then we see that the prince calls Ingrid to meet somewhere, because their marriage is fixed. But Ingrid is very angry with the prince. She says, "Why did you take Cinderella out? You want to keep a relationship with her, and also want to marry me. But I will never let this happen." The prince, who is a very cheap boy, says, "I was just playing with her. I love you, and watch, I will call you to dance at the royal party. I will choose you for the wedding, and announce that I will make you my queen." On the same night, Cinderella goes to the jungle to bury the maid's bones. When she digs the ground, she finds the same evil book there. She picks it up and brings it to her house. When everyone is sitting and eating, Cinderella asks her stepmother about the maid's son. "Where is he?" Her stepmother lies, saying he has returned to his town. But Cinderella has a doubt that she is hiding something. Ignoring this, they all start eating. But then Cinderella starts thinking about the devil and the evil book. When she looks up, she sees the devil sitting in front of her in his own form. Seeing him, she gets very scared and screams loudly, running away. After a while, her second stepsister comes to her room. She gives her glass sandals and says, "When you go to the prince at the dance party, wear these sandals. These are my sandals anyway, but they don't fit me, so I am giving them to you." Saying this, her sister starts leaving, but before going, she steals Cinderella's diary. When Cinderella is sleeping at night, she suddenly wakes up due to some noise. She sees a devil standing outside the room with a drowsy look. Seeing him, she gets very scared. But the devil says, "I can get you out of this painful life. I can fulfill your 3 wishes, so that your life can change." He slowly starts moving towards Cinderella. Out of fear, she starts screaming loudly, which wakes her up. It was her drowsy dream. It was such a horrible dream that even after waking up, her heart was beating very fast. But somehow, she handles herself. When she looks in front of her, Ingrid is standing there, telling her to get ready for the royal party. Today is the day of the dance party. Cinderella gets ready and happily comes to go to the party. But her stepmother gets angry on seeing her and refuses to take her along. Her stepmother gets so angry that she kills Cinderella first and then spoils her dress. Even after this, when her heart is not satisfied, they go to the party, saying she is very bad. Then we see that they had kept the maid's son in a house somewhere, which Cinderella did not know. The poor girl goes to her room and starts crying. Her eyes fall on the devil's book. She picks it up and starts reading. She sees a girl on the first page of the book, wearing a dress like her stepmother's. Then some lines are written on their own on the first page, which Cinderella starts reading. Suddenly, all the lights and candles go out, plunging the room into darkness. She realizes that someone is around her and starts shouting, "Who is there?" The same 4 devils come and stand around her. The devil leader also appears and tells Cinderella, "You have contacted us through this book to help you. Now that we have come, we will fulfill all your 3 wishes." Although Cinderella is very scared, this is the right opportunity to go to the dance party and meet the prince. She asks for her first wish, "I want to go to the royal party and dance with the prince." I don't have anything to go there. I need good clothes and a carriage. The devil fulfills her wish. First, she gets a beautiful dress and a makeover, transforming her into a beautiful princess. She is very happy. A carriage also arrives to take her to the party. Cinderella tells the devil that she will ask for her third wish later. When Cinderella arrives at the party, everyone keeps looking at her. Ingrid, who is dancing with the prince, gets jealous seeing Cinderella. To trap Cinderella, she gets an idea. She tells the prince that he loves Cinderella and they should dance. After which, they start dancing. Cinderella tells the prince what is in her heart. I love you very much. But the prince turns his face and insults her, saying, I can never love a girl like you. He then drops her and stops the party. The prince and Ingrid start making fun of Cinderella. The poor girl gets very sad and starts crying. Cinderella's second stepsister gives the prince her diary, which he reads and tells everyone. In it, Cinderella had written that she has found her true love, the prince of her dreams, and wants to spend the rest of her life with him. Hearing this, everyone at the party starts laughing loudly. Ingrid tells everyone that they can think of Cinderella as a toy and do whatever they want with her. Hearing this, everyone starts punching her repeatedly while making fun of her. This makes Cinderella very angry. She decides to take revenge and asks for her third wish, I want revenge. The death of all of them. The devil's leader says, you will get your revenge, but in the end, you will also become a devil like us. If you don't do this, we will give you a curse. Cinderella, who has already lost everything, agrees. Her revenge begins, and the game of death starts. Cinderella's eyes become like a devil's, and a devilish smile appears on her face. Her entire form changes, as if someone has completely taken control of her, which is obviously the work of these devils. That is, she had been cursed, which the devils did not tell her before. After that, she closed all the doors in the party hall. Then she called the devils and started killing everyone with her hands, filling the party with chaos. The fire of revenge was burning inside Cinderella. That's why she also used her glass shoes to kill people. She was putting the heel of the shoe in someone's neck or stomach. Because of fear, everyone started running here and there, trying to reach the doors, but the doors wouldn't open. Cinderella then kills her parents in front of the prince. As soon as the door opened, people started running out. Ingrid and the prince hid in another room, while Cinderella's other stepsister tried to leave quietly. But Cinderella saw her and returned to where the devils were holding her sister. The stepsister had given Cinderella the shoes and stolen her diary. Since the shoes didn't fit, Cinderella took a scissor and cut off her toes to make the shoes fit. Her stepsister screamed loudly in pain. Cinderella then attacked her with another sandal and killed her, covering herself in blood. Hearing her screams, the prince and Ingrid were terrified. To save his life, the prince betrayed Ingrid, throwing a steel bucket near her to make noise and attract Cinderella. The prince then ran away. Ingrid was next. She tried to hide, but Cinderella found her and rubbed her face with the sandal, killing her. Cinderella then went straight upstairs, where the prince was hiding. When she found him, the prince once again tried to deceive her, saying, "It's not my fault. It was all Ingrid's plan. I love you." But Cinderella knew it was a lie and threw him on the bed. All the devils came and devoured the prince. Now everyone was killed, and only Cinderella's stepmother was left, trying to escape. Cinderella couldn't kill her, so she started laughing at her and provoking her. "It's your father's death, and I killed him," she said. Hearing this, Cinderella got so angry that she burned her stepmother in hell. After this game of death, the devils and their leader stood in front of Cinderella. The leader told her, "Now you two have to become like us and join us." Cinderella replied, "This can never happen. And yes, if I have to become like you, then I will. But I won't bow down to anyone because I don't want to be your slave and stay with you." She became so dangerous that she killed the leader with the same shoe. Seeing this, All the devils bowed down to Cinderella and started following her in everything. She had chosen her new leader, Cinderella. As she started leaving, the rest of the devils followed her. And with this, the story of the film ends here.